Toughest years in the world, would you say? Yes. And it is time to really build our future together. And the last event, I started my presentation, my sharing with this quote, that we are no longer waiting for a comeback. We are the comeback. Is that right? I want to say to you that I believe that with every fiber of my being, every piece of my heart. I have been with Tupperware since I was 5 years old, and I'm about to turn 50. I know I look fabulous. It kept me fresh here in Tupperware, right? No, I'm just kidding. My mom started when I was 5. Many of you know that. But 30 years ago, I joined Champion as a consultant and held my first Tupperware event, right? So I've been through it all with you. And the point of me saying that is, I'm tired of looking back. What I want to do is look forward and look to our future together. And when I say future together, this is what I'm talking about. I want to ask this question of you. What if your biggest accomplishment is still ahead of you? I want you to think about that for a minute. If you had to look back, we all know what we believe is our greatest accomplishment. Would you say yes? You would agree. You could look back and think of moments where you were the most proud, moments where you felt the greatest pride in what you had accomplished. But what many of us do as adults is we forget that we still can dream and think of the future. In all of my years in Tupperware, there have been a few things that I've learned. One of them is that most adults stopped dreaming at some point in their life. I would say that I'm included in that. For a little while, I was a little bit paralyzed. I didn't know where we were going. I didn't know what I wanted next. I didn't know what I wanted for our future. Could anybody relate to that?
Yep.
A lot of us, it's because life happens. We're taking care of others. We're helping if we have kids or grandkids or nieces or nephews or neighbors or friends that need our help. We put our life on pause and stop dreaming and stop building what we want for ourselves to help others. And that's okay. But what I'm challenging you to do today with all you're going to hear and all you're going to learn is to really think for a moment, if you were to dig deep, what dream have you set on the shelf and let get dusty? What would you be? What would you have? What would you do if money was no object, limitations were no object, and you could be or do whatever you wanted to do with Tupperware as the vehicle to help you get there? Because Tupperware is not going to solve all the problems, but we're going to sure as heck be the vehicle to help you get there and build to that dream. So I want you to dig deep and think about the reason you said yes to Tupperware. We all typically can answer that. Some of us, it was for the product. Anyone here in the room? Some of us, it was because we were forced into it. Anybody in the room? Now, I will say I was not forced into it, but I was led into it. Because having grown up in the business, I knew I wanted a brand new vehicle. And I knew my parents weren't going to pay for it. But I knew that there was an opportunity here because I watched someone build a dream and go after it. Many people go after it. So I want you just to think for a minute, what is that absolute reason you said yes? And I want you to write it down. I'm a big believer that you have to either record it, text it, write it, some reason that you're going to remember what your takeaways were from today. My mom used to say you've got to ink it to think it. I still use that quote all the time. I don't care how you ink it because we ink things a lot differently nowadays. You can text it to yourself, you can leave yourself a voicemail, you can record it, it doesn't matter. What matters is it's somewhere where you're going to see it again and remember it. So I want you to think about why you said yes for a reason. Because I guarantee you, and I believe this and I will stand on the shoulders of everyone that's ever been in Tupperware and say it, there is someone out there that has the exact same reason as you to start a Tupperware business, but they don't know how or they don't know where to get started. There is someone that is in dire need of our opportunity and they're waiting for us to offer it to them. That's where I want you to go with that. That's why I want you to remember it. Many of us, we started, as I said, for the product. That's an easy one. We have the products. We have brand new products that no one has ever seen before. If you think about all these people that have said, I didn't know Tupperware still existed. They have not seen in the last year Voila Glass. They have not seen Big Teas. They have not seen our brand new cookware. There are multiple things that have come out in the last 12 months as brand new product launches. and they have no idea that we have them. Would you agree? Yeah. So it's up to us to be really loud and proud and tell them. And I'm going to give you a couple secrets since we're here. So I want you to raise your hand. I swear, Doug, I will not share, post, tell what you're about to say. Okay, so I'm holding you to this, and you all saw each other. So if I see a post out there, you know I'm going to come for you. And if you post something out there in your private group and think it's going to be private, just remember, the internet is forever, and Doug will see it. Okay? And I want you to think of this when you post it. Because I'm watching you with this eyebrow right here. So, you saw some of the brand new products that are coming over here on the table. Do you love them?
Yes.
I only brought a few because this is what we know is coming very, very soon. What I also want to share with you is we are in the process of bringing back some of your all-time favorite products. Is that a good thing?
Yes!
Because this last year has been about rebuilding, renewal, and building forward to modernize our business. Because we are 80 years old as a brand, and that is something to be so proud of that we should be saying it everywhere we go. But we also need to tell people that we are not Tupperware of 80 years ago. We are Tupperware of today, building for our next 80 years. And we are bringing new product innovation, new excitement, new materials, and some of our all-time favorites. So some of our all-time favorites that are on their way back, we know that the Voila glass is going to open very, very soon in the rounds, right? You all know this? Well, I'm going to give you a secret that as long as the arrival date holds, it is opening for early access this week. Is that good? How many of you earned it last month when it was available as an award? A few in this room? So your coupon will be opening as well, but it's opening as early access. When I say it's opening for early access, why would that be? Because it's opening for sale really soon. I will tell you, and Pam may yell at me, but I know I can ask for forgiveness, and I know she's okay with me spilling secrets, right? I can give them all the tea.
I said get off.
That is the cover of your brand new catalog. So when you see what's coming for the fall, we have, it's kind of our next step towards the progression of getting back to our catalog that we know and love. So it's not quite where we were, but it's kind of a step further than where we've been. Now when I say that, it's because we are focusing in the catalog, the printed piece, on more of the set collections. Because we know that whether you're selling digitally, whether you're selling in person, that we focus on set selling, correct? So that then you can have your freezer mate collection. Fridge Smart is back in, so things that we haven't had printed in the catalog that we have absolutely confirmed will be there, will be in the catalog. I had a question from Nikki earlier about the Super Dicer. Anybody want to see that in the catalog?
Yes.
I may or may not be able to tell you that it's there. Now, some of the other things that are coming back, like in the very soon days ahead, the can opener. Anybody want to see that come back? It is like almost here. How about your towels, your microfiber towels? Like these are exciting things that we know customers want and are waiting for. They are coming back like within the next, I would say 7 to 10 days. So this is not to go out and blast and say, guess what's coming? This is for you to be excited and know that we are building the strong foundation for our future. Now, those are things we know and love. How about some of the items we haven't seen in the last year or two? Like the big chopper. So I will tell you that we've just gotten to the point where we've unlocked the rest of the molds in Europe, and they're headed to our facilities to produce. So the big chopper will be first in line on that. We also will be bringing back some of the items that you have not seen in years. How about Ultra Pro? I'm going to tell you, so the business leaders just heard this, and Anna's probably taking notes back there to go tell everybody that I'm giving secrets. See? I knew it. That's why we have to win, Devils, because she deserves that high, right? I'm just teasing. She knows all this too. So Ultra Pro has been like one of those questions. Will we sell as much because we have the Voila? My answer is absolutely, because there is a market for it. So what we are doing first, and you're going to be the first ones to see this, is we are bringing select pieces of Ultra Pro as incentives. So what we sometimes do is offer it as an incentive to see what the excitement is before we bring it fully back. So in August, you are going to see that one of our incentives is an exclusive collection of Ultra Pro. And it may or may not be the little, small individual ones. Some of you remember these, right? I know Rena was talking about them yesterday, so she was excited. But in the next couple months, you're gonna see more pieces that we haven't seen, even one that I don't believe has ever been sold in the US and Canada before, so that we can gauge the excitement. Once we do that, then we would be bringing it back potentially as host, and then potentially back for sale if we see that the excitement is there. We also know that that cookware is there for a reason. We want you to have it in your hands. If you earned it in June, make sure that you redeem it when it's open. We also have a few opportunities to earn other pieces of that collection coming, because we know that that is a test as well, and we're likely gonna bring part of it in for hosts or something else this fall. So we want you to see that there is new product, new innovation, new development happening right now. This has all been in the last 12 months. So I would say a year ago, we were unsure of where we were headed. Would you agree with that statement? But now we know where we're going and we know where we're growing. And that is just a glimpse of what is to come. I will tell you, our team in Belgium, our design team, is actively working on new product line expansions and enhancements to current ones every single day. So every week I get to meet with them and see what is on the table to come. Would we like to see some other maybe product expansion lines? Maybe, I'm just gonna throw this out there, would we like to see a really unique cutting board coming our way?
Yes.
So I'm just giving you a couple teasers because these are things that are in development right now. Now I am telling you that excites me, because I know in all my years in Tupperware, many of us said yes because of our product. And because we love to cook, we love to share with others, we love to gather, and we love to use Tupperware products in that innovation. So you're gonna see a lot happening over the year. But I want you to dig deep also about why you've stayed in Tupperware. Because when you look at this image, what does this say to you?
Help.
There's no wrong answer, so what does it say to you? Chaos for some of us?
But it also says like a big idea.
What did I hear over here? Overwhelmed, okay. Explosion. Big ideas. This image to me screams hope, excitement, big thinking. This is something that we have stopped doing over the last, I would say, 18 months. For a lot of reasons. The world, what's happened in Tupperware. I want us to get back to thinking bigger than we have today. I want us to think about what is possible with our Tupperware opportunity for each of us. That for me is what has kept me in Tupperware all of these years. Seeing people come into our business and change their lives because of Tupperware. Does anybody in this room feel that Tupperware has helped change their life for the better? I mean, all of us can find some reason why Tupperware has impacted us in a better way and helped our family, ourselves, maybe just our confidence, maybe bring us, more joy into our life, because life is hard. Tupperware is the fun. Tupperware is the joy and the excitement, but also a great way to earn a great living along the way. And we stopped talking about that. So I want you to start thinking a little bit bigger. I want you to dream again. I want you to think about what would your future look like if no one could say no. We have to bring the party back in a more relevant way and to more people, because there are absolutely people out there today that want our products. They want the opportunity that we've had. We just have to help expand and get there. Some of the tools we brought just in the last 12 months, Tupperware Live. Tupperware Live is out there to help us reach new markets that we aren't reaching today. You literally start every month with like 6 parties in your date book. Or on your calendar, whatever you call it these days. Whoever you are, we all call it something different. Your agenda. We have 6 parties or more in our lineup every single month. All we have to do is figure out how to market it differently. You're gonna hear today how to help do that and how to really start thinking differently. Imagine if you were to hold 3 or 4 parties the way you wanna choose to hold them, whether it's a house, a barn, or a bar. I say it like that all the time. I don't care how you do it. Just bringing people together around the kitchen table. Maybe you're doing them online. Maybe you're doing them on TikTok. Maybe you're doing them on Facebook. It doesn't matter. It's getting people together and holding gatherings. And then you've got all your Tupper Live parties. What could your month look like? Could you be selling $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month or more? Absolutely. That is absolutely happening in Tupperware right now across the US and Canada. We have people selling $10,000 plus a month themselves. What does that mean in your pocket? Minimum $2,500 right in your pocket. Who could use $2,500 in the next 4 weeks? This is what I want us to start talking about again, because we got to a point where we were talking about, you can just come in and you don't really have to do anything. You can have your discount and you can just buy what you want. Is that okay? Well, sure, we can do that. But if we never say, what would you do with an extra $1,000 a month just by working your business, how will they know that they can achieve that? How will they know that it's possible? So we have to shift our mindset slightly. And that slide before, that's what it said to me, opening our minds and thinking differently, dreaming bigger than we ever thought possible, and having belief. I mentioned this word last night. We, as Tupperware people, have a unique opportunity. I've always believed that we can help build others. That has been the core of our business for 80 years. So I want to ask this question for you. Many people that I've met over my years in Tupperware, prior to Tupperware, did not have a whole lot of people that believed in them. And that for me is sad. But the positive of that is that those people found a home here in Tupperware, where people built them, believed in them, said you can do this if you try. You can make this work. You can be successful. It doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter what upbringing you had. It doesn't matter what walk of life you're leading. It doesn't matter the level of education you had. You can find success in Tupperware. We are all inclusive. Does anybody else love that about our business?
Yes.
I have seen people that, didn't have a college education, didn't have a high school diploma, but were top leaders in Tupperware because they made it work and they figured out a way. Some of them might be in this room. It doesn't matter where we came from, we can build people. So I ask you, who first believed in you? And thinking about when you joined Tupperware, who passed that belief on to you here? And wouldn't it be amazing if 10 years from now, someone was sitting in a room, and Anna, because she's much younger than me, is doing this presentation, and she asks, who first believed in you? And they think of you. How does that feel? Pretty good, right? That someone would believe that you had enough belief in them to help build them in this business. This is an old picture. You may or may not recognize the people in this picture. That's my mom right in the middle. For those of you that know her, that's when she started in Tupperware. And I think of this image often. Pam sent it to me. We had never seen this photo before, and she sent this to me a while back. And I've kept it on my desktop, I've kept it in my phone, because I believe that Tupperware is the reason that my mom found belief again in herself. And that was 45 years ago. And it gets me a little choked up because my mom is a dynamic lady, but she was a mom at home with 2 boys. She wanted something for herself. She wanted something that could help her be more than just mom at home. And she wanted something that could help provide extra money for our family. Anyone else in the room can relate to that story? That's why you said yes, or that's why you're here. The unique experience that I've had in my life is I was able to be a spectator and watch it happen. And I bring this up for a reason, because when we think of belief, sometimes we forget that someone is watching. And I know that my mom built the life that we've had through Tupperware because someone believed in her. People around her believed in her. She came back to Tupperware because Pam and Jim believed in her. And she came back to Champion because she wanted to become more in Tupperware, right? So this is where she promoted her first manager. So this is actually her manager who promoted her originally, and that's my cousin, believe it or not. She joined Tupperware and became my mom's first promote out because she believed in her as well. And so I want us to think back of how Tupperware has played into our lives, because this is what we've gotten too quiet about. This is when I had a whole lot more hair. And I use my story for a reason, because it's relatable to a lot of you in this room. I found belief by watching my parents build other people. And what I saw in those years, and many of you have children, grandchildren that will relate to this, I watched my parents set a goal, work really hard, and not achieve every goal. But what I saw them learning to do was to get back up and do it again. And that taught me to do the exact same thing. So as I talk about our comeback and believing in ourselves, that's where I want you to think about, what will it mean for you to get back up one more time? To think about where you want to go next, to say yes to the opportunity of building a team and building others, because this is what happens when we do it. What does this image say to you?
Serenity.
Serenity. What else? Peace. Anything else? Tranquility.
New beginnings.
New beginnings. Mornings. This is today, not here, but I want you to think of this as today. This is our brand new day. This is our opportunity to not look back and to look at what today can be. This is a sunrise. We don't determine what happened before today. What we can determine and believe in is what happens when we walk out of here after today. You're going to hear from the top leaders at Champion. You're going to hear from others who have ideas to share. What we need to do is pull from those ideas what will help us grow in our business and put them into action. So if today was our day one, what would you do differently? Digging really deep, finding that belief in yourself, and dreaming bigger than you did when you walked in here today. I'm going to tell you, the storms will come. That is life. When we walk out of here today, life will happen. Somebody's texting us right now, they need our help. Somebody's calling with, something that's going on that we need to stop and pause and do. What matters is we stop, take care of what we need to, and then get back on board and keep moving forward. Sometimes that's the hardest thing to do in life. But we support each other as a team by coming together, and that's what's the beautiful thing about this room right now. You've got someone in this room that believes enough in you to help you get back on board and get started. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Yep.
And if you don't, you look right to the leaders at Champion. You look right to the leaders at Anchor. Lean on each other, help each other, and make it happen, because sometimes it just takes another person to say, you can do this. Try one more time. Try one more way of doing this. Reach out to one more person. It's possible. There is someone out there, guaranteed, waiting for you to reach out to them. They need you, they're waiting for you, and they will follow your path to success in Tupperware, and it can change their life. So I want you to think about why you've stayed. There's a lot of words on this slide. None of them are really super important because it's about why you've stayed. That's part of your story. What do you love most about this business? I want you to think about that and share it loud and proud. Because again, that is something that we've stopped doing. Say, yes, I said yes to Tupperware because I wanted to buy a car or I wanted product. But I have stayed because I've seen people find belief in themselves, find confidence, and change their family's life because of Tupperware. And I want to help you do the same. It's about reaching out, opening the door, and sharing that with other people. There is someone waiting for you. And I love this quote at the bottom. I've stayed because I've never stopped believing in what happens when ordinary people discover what's possible. For many of us in this room, we didn't know what was possible in Tupperware when we said yes. Would you agree with that?
Yep.
But what we did was we attended a meeting. We showed up on a Zoom. We were in person. We had a personal conversation with someone, and some leader somewhere or at one of those meetings said, you know what? Tupperware could be more for you because it could provide more for your family. It could be a great opportunity for you to do something different with your life and be something bigger. Have you ever thought about doing this in Tupperware? That is what we need to do right now to build the future of this brand. Imagine people sitting here 5 years from now, 10 years from now, having built an entire life through Tupperware because you offered the opportunity to them and believed in them. I want us to stop thinking I can't do it. It doesn't work. I've tried that. Take all of that out of your mind. Today is day one. And what happens when we walk out of here is we try something. It might be the 10th time we've tried it, and we might fail again. But the 11th time we try it, it might work. We hear a tip somewhere along the way today. We change our wording. We change our mindset, thinking about how we want the outcome to look, and it makes all the difference. We've got to start believing in ourselves again. And if you didn't have that belief today, know that I have that belief for you right now. Pam has that belief for you right now. Anna has that belief for you. So if you don't have enough belief in yourself in this moment, we're going to help you get there today. And then I want you to think about this. Again, a few words here, but most important is the bottom one for me. Ask yourself, who will become because you believed? For me, that's a little bit of a powerful question. And I think about that everywhere I go. I don't want you to walk away from today and think, wow, Doug shared some great news about product coming. I want you to think about there's some excitement coming in Tupperware, but Doug reminded me to believe in myself, because that's where it all begins. The only person that we need to start with is the person that faces us in the mirror. And sometimes that's the hardest person to believe in again. Again, what happened before, we can't change. But what happens now, we can. What does this image say to you? Shine your light.
Let your light shine.
Let your light shine.
New beginnings.
New beginnings. I want you to think of yourself like this lantern. A small light in a darkened room. What would happen if 5 more lanterns joined that room? All of a sudden the light starts shining brighter. Think of that like your team. Even if you're sitting here today with no team and you haven't started building yet, what could happen with 5 more people on your team? 10 more people on your team? I want us to stop thinking about, I just need 1 more. I need 2 more. I want us to start thinking about the numbers that some of us in this room remember. 20 more, 50 more, 100 more. How do we bring 100 more champions in by the end of July? What would that look like? Right? I mean, these are not numbers that are... Pam would be excited, right? She'd be dancing down 480 over there. But these are the things that these are not foreign numbers to many of us. We know these things can happen. What we have to start doing is linking arms and believing as a team again that they absolutely can and will happen. There are at least 100 people in the city of Brunswick that need us right now. Just think about the communities where you live. Every community has people needing that opportunity. How do we reach them differently than we have today? Be that light that is going to spread beyond the borders that we have today, beyond the rooms that we're in, the walls that we surround ourselves with. Think of what could be down the road. And I want you to think about this. We stand on this quote from Brownie all the time, and I believe it with all my heart. Building the people builds the business. But I wanted to modernize it a little bit. How do we build the people now? Because it's not the same as it was 80 years ago. But we just talked about it. What is the same is someone believing in you and spreading that belief. That has not changed in 80 years, and it will not change. The dynamics of the business, the way we work, absolutely can. But what doesn't is a leader lighting another leader's spark, flame, however you want to say it, to be something more than they ever believed possible. So I want you to think more like this. Who are you going to reach down to pull up that mountain with you? There is likely someone in your team, if you're a leader or have been in the past, sitting in your roster today that needs that pull or a little bit of a push. They're sitting there and they want more. They just don't know how to go after it or find that belief again. And maybe there's someone that has left the business that you could reach back to and say, Doug asked me to think of someone, and you're the first name that came to mind. And I want you to think about what you're going to learn today and how you can pay it forward to them. And then I want you to think about 10 more people that you've never met. 10 more people in your local area, your digital community, online community that you've never connected with. How do you build that relationship stronger and reach out to them and say, you know what, Pam, I know you have followed me and been liking all my content and you love my recipes, but I've never actually talked to you about what our opportunity could look like. Could we just set up 5 minutes to have a quick call so that I could share a little bit with you? Don't be afraid to ask. What if she says no? Next. If she says no, that's a new opportunity. Pam, maybe this opportunity isn't for you right now, but how can I get you more connected to the content that I'm creating, or my online cooking classes, or maybe my next event that I'm holding so you can stop in and try out our new super dicer? Always open the door for something more. And you're going to hear amazing word choices from some of the leaders today. But how do you reach back, grab someone's hand, and pull them along with you? Whether it's a customer, a host, a team member, a new leader that's going to be on your team. I want us to think about what would it look like for 100 leaders at Champion. Jim's back there counting money, I know. No, I want you to think about it. Champion is absolutely one of our next mega companies in the making. I'm claiming it for you right now.
Yes.
You are in the top 5 companies every single month, right? And this is an opportunity for you to show the rest of the US and Canada what you're made of. Because I know they say the North is this, the South is that. I believe the Midwest is best because that's where we're from, right? And so they can say whatever they want, but I believe it's time for Champion to do exactly that. Anybody know what that is?
Flag.
It's a diamond.
It's a diamond. Mm-hmm. Anything else? A lot of people don't know what it is. Somebody might. A marker. This is actually a trail marker. So for many of you, you don't know that my background, I used to do a ton of backpacking. And for me, this is something that speaks to me because it is about blazing a trail. It is about no longer following someone else's path, but it's about blazing our own trail. I want you to think about, we can talk about all the things that happen. We always do. We're great at reminiscing, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But I want you to think about what your path will look like that will be different. How will you run your business? And not just one lane, but all lanes. And that means in person, that means digital, that means a mix of both. That means trying new things, that means in-person events, that means markets, it means all things. But I want you to blaze a trail that you are proud to lay forward for everyone to follow. And that's where I want us to go next, because this is what I believe our future should look like. A trail that we are blazing, that we are setting with a bright light at the end of it. And that bright light is not a train coming for us. That bright light is excitement. It is new. It is fun. It is getting back to what we love about Tupperware, but in a new, fun, and modern way. The last 12 months have done nothing but show us that we are making progress, we are building forward, and we are building back strength. We are building back numbers, and we are building back more than we thought possible 1 year ago. I believe that is just the beginning, and I hope that you do as well. So in closing, I want you to think about the 5 things we talked about. 1, we are the comeback. I want you to be loud about it, I want you to be proud about it, and never hold back. Everywhere I go wearing this shirt, whether it's a plane, I'm in the airport, somebody talks to me about Tupperware. That is power. I want you to own that. That is hearing someone else's story, the nostalgia. How did Tupperware fit in their family's life? It is also our opportunity to welcome them into our customer base, whether it's as a customer, a host, someone that's going to be part of our team. It is an opportunity for you to open a connection. For a little while, I think we were afraid to wear Tupperware out there, to be really proud because we were afraid of what they were going to ask us. We can stand right here and say, you know what? Tupperware is alive and well. We are a debt-free company with a bright future ahead, making new and innovative products that are going to change your kitchen and change your life. How about I tell you a little bit more about them? You need to own that statement, make it your own, use your words, but be really proud about it, whether it's in person or in a digital space. Dreaming bigger. I want you to think about what that dream was that you let slide. You let it sit on the shelf all these years because life happened. Dust it off or set a new dream into motion. It is time to think bigger than where you are today. We have opportunity here that might apply for a new mom, a new dad, people that are new empty nesters, people that are retirees. Their life might be different today than it was when they were part of your team. But the opportunity is, how does it fit in their life today? We've been the masters of sharing that. It's time to be really out there doing that again. Breaking the mold. Be different than what we've done in the past. Change slightly with something that you hear today, a new way of working your business, something that's going to bring some energy and try something different to blaze the trail. And lastly, bring people with us. Bring others, no matter where they're from, no matter who they are, along for this journey. Because Tupperware is not for everyone. I absolutely know that. But I believe with all my heart that it is for everyone to try. Anyone else believe that?
Yes.
We've talked about that. That's a saying that we've used for years. Make it your own. But Tupperware is for everyone to try. There is a whole generation of people, we call them the COVID kids, that have no idea what Tupperware really is. I think of my niece who's going to be 21. She knows Tupperware because of me. No one else in her age range does, because they were at home for a few years. They lost sight of what was going on in the world because of the world happening around them. They never got to experience what was happening out in the marketplace. They do all their shopping online. So there's opportunity, right? The more engaging we can be online, that's where they're going to meet us. How to show them more, those charms that we're bringing out and showing them that there's collections and unboxings and fun. That's us evolving as a company to meet the consumer where they're at. So we have to do more of that, and we're going to bring others with us along the way. But I want you to remember this. If you don't have that belief in yourself in this moment, I will stand right here with you and tell you, I believe in you. Because I believe this opportunity is something that you can build, something that you can grow, and something that you can find more for yourself because of it. And then I want to leave you with this. This is the saying that I started 12 months ago.